my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be checking out an episode of Sci Show with Hank Green. So this is a channel that is very educational. It's connected to PBS Digital Studios and the Brothers Green, which most of you, particularly if you have teenagers, you've heard of John Green. This is Hank Green, is his brother. They do a lot of these videos. John has a tendency to cover lit stuff. Hank covers science stuff. So he's specifically covering, he's the younger brother. So he's also an author. They both write books. It's just John is more common. And Hank does a lot of these sideshow videos. So this is an interesting episode on dire wolves. Now this is only about 6 minutes long. It's kind of interesting. Now, dire wolves were a living thing. They're not just something that popped up in mythology here. They did exist during the Ice Age. So they did live along humans. They did live along gray wolves. Apparently they're not related. It's the first thing that's talked about in this video. It's only about 6 minutes long. But the first thing that's talked about is like, yeah, they managed to scour up the DNA, and nope, they are not that closely related. They are still canines, but they branched off before things like coyotes and African wolf and African dogs and some other animal species. I don't know how they're related to foxes. That's a completely different thing. But so they're not related to these, at least not that closely related to them. And of course, it talks about how the interest is their skeletons are difficult to tell apart. So gray wolves, which again, these animals lived alongside each other during the Ice Age. Dire wolves were a bit bigger and they had bigger teeth. So that was the main difference. Bigger teeth and slightly larger than the common gray wolf. So, which is Canis lupus. I can't remember what they're classifying this as now. And I probably couldn't pronounce it. So, but again, it's difficult to tell them apart. So they finally checked out their DNA. It's like, oh no, these aren't that closely related. They're still canines, but these creatures branched off for a while. But as they point out, that means the features developed independently. So they had very similar features that developed independently, probably to go after the exact same prey. So it's kind of interesting. I didn't review the entire thing. I've probably watched this video in the past. But it is very, very interesting. Again, it's a little over about 6 minutes, 11 seconds long. It's done very, very well. I trust Sci Show and the Brothers Green. They know what they're doing. They have good research teams behind them. They do a lot of, Hank does a lot of science-based content. This is probably not the first this is certainly not the last time I will be reviewing Sci Show. This is coming up because I'm looking at mythical creatures. This turns out not to be a mythical creature because it's going up against my Immortals quartet. Now I'm doing a dragon video that I literally just filmed that's coming after this, but it makes me think my brain was saying I was covering dragons and it's in summer. But no, this is happening. You guys will see this in spring because it's going against my mythical creatures. I think I'm also covering ankylosaurs for some reason. The Immortals Quartet by Tamora Pierce, for some reason I decided to bounce it off with this stuff. I am covering an entire month on unicorns later this year. But I do trust Sci Show very, very much. They know what they're doing. So if you're looking at different prehistoric animals, you're doing a unit on the late Pleistocene, which is what the Ice Age is technically classified as. It's the late Pleistocene era. So this is a great introduction. Sci Show does a lot of these. They're very, very good at giving you a good place to start and to look into in a short amount of time. So particularly when you have the young elementary school kids, they don't have the massive attention span. These videos give a good introduction in a short amount of time. So they're a great way to start things off. and they are very kid related. Sci Show Kids is a channel as well. If you're going for the earlier elementaries, they have a channel specifically for that. But I will link this video in the description below. But it's great. It's very, very interesting. I follow Sci Show on my own, as well as another connected PBS Digital Studios where channel called Storied, which is if you watch my Chinese dragon video, or you're going to watch my general dragon video with Monstrum. That's where I'm covering those. So, along with various other things. But if you do enjoy this video, you want to check out the rest of my channel. I do normally cover books and films, but again, I'm trying to balance things. My books come out Monday. My films or media stuff comes out Fridays. I don't always do films because I'm trying to balance things. I try to make my things related and have monthly themes, or in this case, I'm covering a book series. And yes, I covered the Song of the Lioness Quartet. That was going on before this. So you've got some medieval video stuff going on here. And then I'm moving on to other spring stuff. I am doing another book series. That's the Guardians of Gahul, which is owls. No, I'm not balancing videos off of it. It's not going to work. There are 15 books. I think there's 18 videos total. So not happening. I am covering various other things, from vaccines to Caribbean American History Month to I think Asian American History Month, to vaccines, to Jewish American History Month, to unicorns, doing musicals near the end of the summer. Covering some musicals. I don't know what books I'm covering for those. I'm covering music. That's what I'm doing. So I might be bouncing that off with musicals. So I will be reviewing various musicals and various other things. So be sure to check out the rest of the channel. Like and subscribe. Leave a positive comment if you have one, and check out what I got. Thank you.